All right, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News. No Scott Allen tonight. That's that's the benefit of tonight.
That's a great thing.
But we got Adam WELLBROCK in here sitting in. He's going to look like Scott Allen tonight.
Hi, my name is Scott.
So, and we got Dave OSHMAN here with us and ALYSSA LARGENA. We're glad to have both of them here. The show tonight is all about the BALLUZZO Memorial 100, which is coming up not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. And so we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a big deal. I can't wait for it. I know
We all can't wait for it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. I mean, the first year that I was here and all those cars showed up, that was amazing. And then I'm sure they're going to have a big crowd this time
Up
too.
to 32, that the second race?
I think so, yeah.
I talked to Jeremy Gerstner last night.
Right.
And he's not going to be here.
Right, he's got some other race.
Yeah, he's going the last race for the Smart Tours at Orange County this weekend. So he's got to go down there for that. All right, let's put our get a shout out to our marketing partners, GRIER and Associates, along with Mean Dean's Automotive. Now, what's the name of that town they're from?
I'm from?
No, what they're from. Mean Dean. See, they don't want me to say the name.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to say it either.
Moya.
Moya.
There it is.
Moya.
You gotta say it fast, Moya.
GAITA Graphics, Sammy GAITA, we appreciate him. He made us some banners and stuff the other week, and that's a big deal for us. Southampton Motor Speedway, the drift track. They're doing the drifting. This weekend, they've got a big country music thing going on up there. They're going to have Joey Sickleton and the Gamblers, Chad Sayer, Brett Kearns is going to be up there. And they're going to have this amazing MC. He's going to be calling the shots up there that night.
You?
Yes.
I guess that.
Pepsi, appreciate them. That's their drink of choice. WALTIP Power Wash and Solutions. Turn 2 Synthetics. Need some oil and stuff like that from the AMSOIL. Get a hold of Hunter WALTIP and the Turn 2 Synthetics. Well, I got all that. We got those already. Safety Clean and Performance Plus. Good to have them with us. Of course, our friends here at Langley Speedway, want to thank Chuck and Bill and Terry and everybody. They pretty much just made us a part of the family and turned it over and said, go up there and do the show and have a good time, and made us a part of the family. So we really appreciate it. Bondurant Brothers Distillery in Chase City, Virginia, Robert Bondurant. Hopefully soon I'll be able to go up there and get some of that stuff from him, but I'm not going to put it out here when the kids are here. So. Mayhem Management, MPM Precision Marketing, Tanya McAllister and her group, Black Acid Apparel, they've given us a bunch of stuff. I mean, they've really given us a lot of stuff to promote with. The show is presented by Gen X Motorsports, Driver Development and Race Rentals, VA 811, SLINGER Speed Co., Factory Canopies, and Fluid Logic. They gave us the chairs and the table coverings and everything. So I really appreciate Todd Davis and all them. Papa John's Pizza. Papa John's gives us pizzas for our guests every week. So you have pizza when you get ready for it. GAC Enterprises. Guillermo Amaya. He's been with us for several years, and we really appreciate everything he's done to be with us over the years. All right.
That's a lot of people.
So, yeah, I'm going to tell you what, I mean, we don't actually go out and say, we want this, but it's been nice that people say, but we'll give you this to help going and help get you going and stuff. So that's been really cool. All right, I'll do a little news real quick. The Cup Series winner this past weekend out at Las Vegas, Kyle Larson. In the Xfinity Series, Riley Herbst got his first ever win out there, and he won it by 14 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, that was amazing.
Hometown win.
Yeah.
Amazing how you got to win. This day and time, that just doesn't happen very often. Out at, oh shoot, I forget where this track is now. anyway, out in California, they had the ARCA West race, and a guy who's only run maybe 3 races in his whole life won the race. Dylan Capella. He's also a Front Row Motorsports engineer, so he knows what he's doing, I guess. In the Stars Tour, they were at Winchester. Gio Ruggiero got the win. Cole Butcher was second, and Stephen Nasi was third. And then the war broke out.
That was crazy.
I mean, that was
He
amazing.
flipped 'em.
Yeah.
I can't believe he hit that guy with a car. I mean, you know.
Go out on a hot track though. I gotta,
Yeah,
where
that's
you're
crazy.
going.
At Sobo, they ran the modifieds at Sobo, the 602 crate modifieds. Caden Lapsevich won the race. And in the tour mods, Andy Janakovic, whatever his
Andy
name.
J.
Andy J, yeah, that's the best way to say it. Down in Orange County, they had the big Orange Blossom race down there. Cade Brown got the win. Deep McCaskill was second. Butterbean Queen was third. 13-year-old Tristan McKee was fourth. And Jared Fryer was fifth. Want to take a minute to put a shout out there for a good friend of mine, Kevin Cantor. He is a Mod 4 driver from out in the western part of the state. He has won the last 6 Modified 4 championships at Kingsport. This year, they made some changes at Kingsport, and he decided he was going to do something else. So he goes out and wins a Mod 4 championship at Pulaski County and Lonesome Pine. So he won 2 championships this year. So it's a pretty good deal. As we mentioned earlier, the Sean Balluzzo Memorial is week after, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. Tell us about the trunk or treat. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about that. I just know it's going to be done in the field back here behind.
Yeah, so Brandy Marshall has really done an amazing job with it. She's kind of taken the reins on that. So it's going to be in the field at 2 o'clock until I think they said 4:40ish. I don't have my phone with the details on it, but so they're going to have them all set up out there, and then they added this year so that the drivers that are actually participating in the races can interact with the fans. They're going to open it up to the fans, so they get to come down, and all the mod guys and ground pounders and sprints and all them get to actually participate also.
Well, that's
So
cool.
if y'all are planning on racing, make sure you bring some candy. And I know some of the mod guys are really getting into it. I know DJ Valente and them really get into it and dress all up and everything. So it's pretty cool to see some of the drivers get into it.
So if they dress up, the drivers dress up, do you have to race? Do you have to race in it?
That'd be, I think he dressed up as Dumb and Dumber last year. Him and I think David Brandt did. I think it was David with him, but that was pretty cool. And then they are doing a costume competition. Yeah,
Judging.
1, 2, and 3. So they'll be handing those out too.
And I think this, Brandy said something, but that was going to be done before the race
Yeah.
was started. So anyway. All right, and also on December the 6th, I just found this out and got invited down. Stocks for Tots is going to be going on at the Charles Mack Center in Morrisville, North Carolina on December the 6th. So I will be going down for that, and well, I will. I don't know if Scott will. He may go be on another cruise. I don't know.
That's unacceptable.
So anyway, we'll be going down for that. So everybody keep that in mind because that's a big deal down there every year. Also want to remind everybody about our sponsorship giveaway, or I don't know if it's a giveaway, but it's basically we've got $1,500 for 2 drivers. We're going to give 2 drivers $1,500. They're going to get a custom driving suit from Black Acid. Is going to give them a custom driving suit any way they want it. The only stipulation is they have to have a Miles of Seamless Gutter patch on and a Jack Dodson'S Racing patch on. And then we're also going to give, we had another company came in, they're going to give away some shirts and some hats for the team and everything. So that's going to be a big deal. And then we're going to have some digital stuff done by Erin Goodman. She's going to do some stuff as far as graphics and stuff of that for them too. So we got all that going on. So please, November 15th is the deadline on that. So we'll get to that. All right. That's everything we got for that. And
Look who showed up.
Man.
I knew he'd show up eventually.
I was downstairs in a meeting, I'm sorry.
I knew he'd be here sometime. But anyway, hope you got a couple minutes. that already started with them. So, all right, Big Dave, been around this place for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And been around and was with Shawn for many, many years.
Yes, sir.
So I know that's something very special to you to be a part of that. So tell us all about what's going on with the thing and what you're involved in.
So the BALLUZZO challenge this year we're going to do just like we have in the past, except we're going to do that so that you can call the track and make donations. And it's going to stop on the October the 27th, 5 o'clock. Last year was really hectic down there, people throwing money around.
Which was amazing.
Yeah.
It was
pretty cool.
breathtaking
Yeah,
to see it get up to what,
6,000?
6,000?
A little bit more control this year. There is money from last year that people donated that's been sitting in a pot, ready to go. And then hopefully we can add to that. But if you want to call, just call the track here and leave your name and the donation you want to give. That's probably how we're going to do that, I think, this year. Because, you know, last year, like I said, it was cool, very cool that all the people were doing that. But the drivers were in the cars for,
God, it had been 30 minutes.
30
waiting.
minutes, they were strapped up, ready to go, and, you know, they were getting kind of agitated. So I understand that. I get that, you know. So we're going to do that this year. As far as the T-shirts and stuff, you know, if you go to slinger.com right now, you can order your T-shirts or your hoodies. But those won't be ready. I talked to Terry last night, and if you order them now, you can pick. They won't be ready until after the race, but you'll still be able to get them. So
That's cool.
I do know that this year, when Shane comes on here, he'll talk about they're not going to count cautions. So I think it'll be a lot more inviting for somebody on the front row to take the challenge. I mean, a couple years ago, it was just as much as the purse was.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, well, yeah, that's pretty good.
It was up to 6,000
Yeah,
last year.
something like that.
I mean, if you won, if you know, if Brennan had taken it, and he would have walked with like $8 grand almost.
Yeah, so. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
For a
almost
modified
like,
race.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a little less than Hampton Heat.
That's a big deal, and you know, it's a wonder that a lot of people don't say, oh, I think
I mean, if you're on the top first row, with no caution laps, I think you'd be foolish not to do it.
It's a cool element though, because you know, he loved the Mod Madness races we had, and man, as soon as they would give him, I'll give you $200 to go to the rear. I mean, half the time you didn't even need an incentive to go to the rear. He's like, I'll just go, you know, that's fine. But God, he would have loved to race that mod race we had with 32 cars. I mean,
Yeah.
it was crazy. I mean, and it was good.
That
racing.
first year with all those cars that showed up and everybody that was here was, I mean, that was, to me, was truly amazing. And it shows the respect they had for Shawn. Everybody, you know, everybody was here for that reason. I mean, I talked to Jeremy Gerstner, and he's, you know, the only reason he was here is because of Shawn. He said, I love the guy, so I want to be here. So that was really cool.
That first race was an emotional one to see all the people that would come out.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
Yeah.
you don't fully realize the impact he had on people until you hear the old stories or you see random people. I mean, I work in a doctor's office in Newport News, and I had this patient come up and they're like, do you go to the racetrack? They saw my badge that I had on, and I said, yeah. Do you know this guy, Shawn? I'm like, yeah, that was my dad. And, you know, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm like, no, tell me. Like, I want to hear the stories. I want to hear the impact that he had on you. And it was a sign. They had nothing to do with the racetrack. It was a customer of theirs that did sign work. And, you know, they're like, I think about him all the time. And it's just, you don't realize, you know, you think your dad's amazing just because, you know, that's your dad.
You
But
know, who would ever thought that, I mean, you know, we all know how good he was here, and we know about his, I mean, Dave knows more than most of us, when we found that out a few minutes ago. But, I mean, who would ever thought it would be that popular when that race came up, how popular and how he's remained a fixture here. Everybody talks Shawn BALLUZZO. And I mean, even the guys in the mods, they're still, man, we did this to try to catch up to Shawn, and, you know, and.
I mean, look at Jacob Derrick last week. I mean, how young he is. I mean, Dad's been gone 3 years now. Jacob was 11 when, I mean, he's only 14, 15, you know, and to see him pay respect the way that he did was, I mean, that was emotional. And just to, you know, I talked to him after the race and he was like, I had to do that. You know, I love that guy and he was a kid. And to know that he had that impact on a kid growing up and, you know, seeing Connor winning the national championship and the track championship and, you know, you seeing all these young Brendan having the success he did. And you go back to a banquet video I actually sent to Brendan and Connor from a few years ago. And Dad was like, this, you know, he pinpointed Cameron Bowen, Maddie, Connor, Brendan, and was like, this is y'all's time. This is for y'all. You know, you're going to be standing up here one day. And I sent it to him. He was like, you know, it's just crazy. You know, he had that, you know, drive for us. And, you know, he would have loved it. He would have called Connor and said he still sucked. Like after he won Hampton, he called him and he was like, dang, Connor, you suck. Like, he's like, Sean, what do you mean I won the race? He was like, you still suck. Like, you know, so it's just.
Well, I mean, he would, you told the story one time before, I believe, about him having a thing going on with somebody at another track. Y'all were going to race that track and.
The Ona guys.
Oh, that was Ono, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tell that story a little bit.
Oh, shoot, you got me on the spot there. I mean, it was, I think they were, what are those guys' names out there?
I can't remember. They made
Oh,
videos and they.
Yeah, they went back and forth videos with those guys at ONA. It was pretty crazy. Talking about a mousetrap and stuff like that. I think
Yeah.
Matt Carter kind of picked up on that.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
that whole thing
Yeah,
was.
so, yeah. You put me on the spot on that one. We can't remember what else they did.
They were just talking trash, and so you know
They
he
had
had
like
to he had to
It
do
was
it
like
back.
a show, kind of like your show they
Yeah.
had or something, you know, like a racing show.
I can't
that they
remember
were
their
doing.
names. Where's Brad and Christopher?
Yeah,
we
when you
need
need
them
them,
to get through this.
Well, I mean, that's the way he was.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember, who was it, the modified driver before that he had a
Thomas
Robbie
Stinson.
Babb. Robbie Babb.
No, Thomas
Yeah.
Stinson.
Thomas Stinson.
Well,
Oh,
Robbie Babb, I know
God.
because I had Robbie on the show one time, and he made the comment about Sean, and you know, he was gonna set a trap for.
Oh, yeah.
trap for him.
Yeah.
That was where the whole, like Gene said, Buttercup came from.
Yeah,
was
Yeah,
that's
Robbie
Buttercup.
Babb.
That's right.
But man, him and Thomas, every week, he would run into him. He would run into him in the last race. I mean, the championship night, Thomas wrecked him and ran right into, was it the right front, broke the shock and everything. And we like Jimmy rigged it so he could go out there and run like 2 laps.
Yeah.
And that was a whole debacle. But
What was it like? What was it like growing up with him? In his races.
I thought I was the coolest kid. I mean, I would tell people all the time, and actually Cody Carlton and me went to school in Deep Creek together. And, you know, being a girl, you know, what does your dad do? Well, my dad races race cars. And they're like, yeah, okay. So he came to career day for me one day and brought the race car and cut out little 48s and stuff. And I still have people that are like, oh my gosh, I remember that. Started the car up and you would have thought they all ran screaming. And I'm like, this is so cool, you know? But I mean, you know, everybody thinks their dad's the most amazing thing. But, you know, me and my dad, I was definitely a daddy's girl growing up. And if we were at the shop, there's many of nights, or me, Christopher, Bryce, that was family night. We go to the shop, we sit on the floor, we would eat our Anna's pizza 3 nights a week, you know, and Friday nights when we were racing Southampton, my mom didn't know for the longest time. I would get out of school at 12 o'clock. Terry or my dad would come and pick me up. We'd go to Southampton, go to sleep on the way home, wake up the next day, go to Langley, and you know that was our lives. We didn't play sports, we didn't do anything. We raced, and so it's cool. I liked growing up that way. You know, I feel like I'm not unique, but different than a lot of my friends that are like, oh, we went to football games and baseball. You know, well, we didn't, you know. So, but I got to watch my idol where you got to cheer for your favorite team. And, you know, I'm raising my kids the exact same way. Both my kids have been out here since they were a month old. And that's all they know is racing. And, you know, this is our family. I mean, David's my other dad. So, you know, so yeah.
Expensive.
But it's nice to have, I mean, especially when we lost Dad, you know, coming out here that next week was like, you know, people are like, you're going to go out there? Yeah. Well, why are you doing that? And I'm like, because this is my family. Like, I grew up with 90% of these people, you know, I see them more than I see my own family. And so growing up, it was, heck, Barbara Warren used to babysit me.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, she's gotten a lot easier on the other kids. I'm sure, you know, I hear from Amy all the time that she's really easy on Riley. I'm like, oh, so you were like that with us. She would hot sauce in her mouth, and you know. But hey, she shaped me. You know, be a respectful person. But I loved growing up out here. This was life.
And once you get it in your life, you can't get it out.
No.
I mean, that's just, and you get close to the people that you're around. I mean, it's like that for me when I come around the racetracks and stuff like that. I mean, I know a lot of people throughout the sport.
Right.
All right, Dave, you got, we'll go ahead and let you do,
So I got 4 envelopes here with 2 tickets each in there. So we're going to do a little trivia thing here, see if anybody knows some of these things. So the first question, let's see if Shane might know this. I don't know. But the first question is, how many different numbers did Shawn Balluzzo run in his racing career? There's 5 of them, but I only want 4. Can somebody give me 4 of numbers that he ran? 4 numbers. Come on, man. 4 numbers.
Man.
One of them I know is really, really hard. There's only a few people that may know that. But the other 4 should be pretty easy.
I know there was a 42.
Well, you can't tell him.
Man, I'm helping, man.
So maybe somebody can come up with something. I don't know. Anybody coming up with anything?
ain't nobody said anything yet.
4. Give me 4 numbers that he ran.
One set of numbers was yellow.
Yeah, but they're all hit 14 different millions of different colors.
I know, I'm just saying. I'm trying to help people.
Come on, I got some tickets here. Got the tickets to the race.
All right, how did you say
I don't, before my time, I know 48.
Well, everybody knows.
That's where I stopped.
That's an easy one.
I'm lost. Eddie Clark said,
Huh?
Eddie Clark said, I'm lost.
Come on, y'all got to know this. It's pretty easy.
The older
people should know this. Some of the people that
I don't know if you can
answer
Google this,
should.
can you?
I don't think so.
You're not gonna find it on Google.
No.
No, I don't think you're gonna find that. I don't think that's gonna be there.
So,
'Cause it has-
That was probably one of the hardest questions I got.
Maybe we should.
Anybody coming up with anything? Come on.
Gene,
What did Gene say?
48 and 51.
Oh, he's wrong too. 48's right. Everybody knows it's 48.
At least
I'll
okay,
give
so
you
3
48.
other ones.
Definitely want 51. I was 51.
Yeah.
That was back when Moby Dick was a minnow. Don't talk about that. Well, you know, so what do you want to do? Do you want to
You gotta
hold
give
that
them
one?
3 of the 4 of them.
So I give them one. Everybody knows 48.
48.
All right, so I'm
Can
gonna
we
give
do
you
that
another
again?
one. You get 57. You're gonna 57 in a modified.
I don't remember that. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
That was the
57.
original with Big John for 2
started
years.
with 57. So 48 and 57. There's 2 more numbers.
And Brandy said Gene can't answer.
Well, he got it wrong anyways.
The hint, purple car.
It was a purple
It was a
car.
purple car.
can anybody name one?
Just one
Just
number.
give us one.
Was it the bright breath
Oh,
and great
Casey
car?
said, didn't he run
Yeah.
the 50 when he turned 50?
That's right. 50. And there's one more number.
Lisa said 4. No, that's TJ.
No, that's TJ.
And Todd.
What?
Todd.
Yeah, it was.
When we
It was.
posted
In,
that
it
old
was in
picture.
the era where when he was. We had the cars up there at George Van Gelder's shop. Todd Van Gelder, Jeff Sampson. So,
It was a trio of
it was
numbers
a trio of numbers. There you go. That's a good word.
with all matching driving suits.
Nothing, huh?
Not yet. Everybody's throwing a number out there, but so far ain't none of them right.
Another one stuff.
Come on. So you got 48, 57, 50.
Yeah, we
Whoever
got
gets that number right is gonna get these tickets.
Oh,
There
well,
was
Nothing, huh?
another hint, no.
no, not yet.
Oh, I didn't know what hint you want to give.
I don't know. It was
Besides
back
telling-
in like, what, Southampton time? So it was
No.
like mid-2000.
No, it happened here.
Oh, that was with Chuck
Yeah.
Mitchell. What was it? Mid-2000?
Oh, you get me on the date. Somebody say something?
Brandy Marshall said 71.
Yeah.
No, she's wrong too.
84. Nope.
No, that's
Now
my
we're just
bucket.
throwing
Yeah.
darts at the board.
Yeah, They might as well start at 1 and go that way.
I was about to say it's a lower number,
Get it quicker.
It is a lower, so we can say it's a lower number.
lower number.
It's in the teens.
Yeah, in the teens. That's a good.
No,
All right,
it's in the
we're
teens.
narrowing it way down.
Way down.
We're narrowing it
Come
way down.
on, whoever says that number's gonna get these tickets. Somebody's got
Where's Robbie Parker? Doesn't he always watch these?
Yes, Robbie Parker's
Where's
always
Robbie?
like,
it. He should know that thing.
Oh, Brandy said 15.
Uh,
You're close, Brandy.
Eddie Clark
Eddie
says
Clark
14.
said
There you
14.
go, 14.
Got a
Right,
pen?
Eddie Clark on there. 14. That's right. He ran it when they, I guess, what was that called, Shane, back then when they had the, if we really didn't run late models, it was a limited late model, I guess, kind of sort of.
Yeah.
Ran
Was
four
that when
barrels.
the
Yeah.
Dodges?
Yes, that's
big?
when we had the
Yeah, the
Dodge out
Dodge,
here. Yeah.
okay, well, Eddie Clark, you got the first set of tickets.
Yeah.
So,
Don't worry, we got more.
Yep, we got
you
Got
three
got more. And Eddie Clark,
So that's gonna be at the, so my
Oh.
wife works the window.
oh, okay, yeah, do that. That's
And
better.
you pick it up and we'll call.
Okay,
It's got your name on it.
and just come on out and pick them up and whatever you need to do.
All right, so the next question is for 2 more tickets. Somebody should know this. When did Sean win his first late model stock car race here at Langley Speedway?
We're all like Shane.
You can't say it.
Oh, okay.
You can't answer. You're in here.
All right, I'm sorry.
When did he win his first late model stock car race? He was driving 48. The car was purple.
Pink numbers?
Pink numbers.
Pink numbers.
Purple car, pink numbers.
I don't know why. It's
So-
All right, anybody got an idea
Sat on a pole.
when he won his first late model
stock
race?
car race out in Langley Speedway. He
Yeah.
sat on a pole.
Gina,
She knows it 100 years ago.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Get closer.
04?
No.
No, it was before my time.
Yeah.
I was born in 90.
Well, Casey ought to know good and well if it's 04 wasn't right, 05 ain't gonna be right either.
Oh, 5.
Yep. Casey, he's been racing a little bit before
At
that.
least give them a hint. Tell them it's got a 19 in front of it.
Okay, it's got a 19 in front of it.
Yeah,
Raymond Haynes said 82.
No.
no. Oh, and he's
Eddie
close.
Eddie
Close.
Clark said 87.
Nope.
We're getting there now.
Eddie Clark's gonna have a lot of tickets.
1976. Jesus.
76. Oh,
Brandy.
The Brandy. Oh my God.
This is comical.
Somebody's gotta have something.
Oh, Brandy said 1988.
Mm,
Mhm.
Getting close. Real close.
Raymond Haynes took another shot. He said 91.
Nope. Nope. Too much.
I know what it is, but I can't say it.
Brandy got it.
What?
Said
What's
1989.
That is correct.
Yay, Brandy.
So Brandy Marshall, you get 2 tickets for the BALLUZZO race. That's pretty big. That's a pretty good deal there. Get them 2 tickets there,
Yeah. You picked them up with my wife.
and Brandy, you can stand down here and do your dancing and everything before the race.
I love watching her.
I do too.
Like, I thought I was bad. Like, the hand motions and the foot stomping, but man, she's a whole nother level. I love it.
When Jacob hits the track, first thing I do is I stand up and look down there. I'm not worried about what Jacob's doing. I'm watching what she's doing. So it's a pretty good deal. All right, Dave, you got another one?
So here's another set of, another 2 more tickets here. So this year, Connor Hall won the Division I National Championship, right? So
Right.
best in the whole country, right?
Right?
What year did Sean win Division II National Champion? Does anybody know what that is? It's got a 2-0 in front of it. A 2-0.
All right.
Let's see.
Did anybody know when when Sean BALLUZZO won the,
Division II.
no, Brian went 2015, little late.
Yes, a little late. Back it up a little bit.
Now we're gonna get 2000.
Casey got it.
Casey got it?
Casey says 2011.
That is correct. 2011, right here.
Woo!
It says it on my shirt. 2011.
Which-
You didn't know it was on there, huh?
Totally.
I didn't either. That's pretty wild. I didn't even see that up there.
All All right, we got one more.
I got one more set. So this would be pretty easy. So, in what year did Sean win every race except one? So he won every race except one race, and it's not on my shirt, just to make sure it's clear. It's not on my shirt. What year did Sean win every race except one in a modified division out here?
Both answered. How many did he win?
And, oh yes, and how many races did he win? Do you know? No, you don't know.
Do you know who won the other race?
Trying to think back. I remember that race.
That was the year we had the bounty.
Yeah, it had the bounty on. Remember
Yeah.
Wayne Wyatt put the bounty
Yeah,
up?
I remember
I
the
think it was
race.
$1,000. He was giving $1,000 away. But the person didn't win that race because they won the second of the twin that night. So it didn't
That's right.
count.
We had to get him in
I remember the
first.
night.
Do
I
you
can't
remember? Okay. He was
That
probably
was
still
before-
wasn't born
well,
then.
that was before you were out there, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
I didn't work much when he was racing. I got to interview him though that night in 2019 when he won it.
Oh, okay.
I've got a picture of it somewhere.
Anybody got any?
No, yes,
Kyle Fowler,
Brandon Godovic
Brendan
did.
Godovic.
Okay, so that's part of that. Okay, that's right. Brandon Godovic did.
But what year?
But
Kyle?
what year and how many
many?
races did Sean win that year?
All right, Eddie Clark said 2014 and 12 races.
No.
No.
Negative. I wish we had a buzzer.
I know.
Raymond Haynes said 17 and 16. 2017 and 16. No, that's not it either.
That's close.
Kyle Fowler said 2019, but didn't put how many races.
Gotta put how many races in what year. A lot of people are close.
Now Justin Kern just put up there 2019.
Right, but how many
But
races?
Justin Kern is he's not eligible.
Oh, that's right, yeah, because he works here. Oh, we don't care. They don't. Yeah, Justin, you can't win. You're disqualified.
DQ.
Let me get the tape measure out. DQ. Like they did it.
Lee. And then said,
Kyle Fowler
"Just kidding."
said 14 in 2019.
And how many races?
14.
No, you're a little shy. You're right on the year, but wrong on the amount. Right on the year, but wrong on the amount.
This is fun.
If you can get the year, if you can get the amount, I'll give him the tickets.
Raymond Haynes said Keith wants to too.
Yeah, well, she's.
Justin said so do you, Raymond. All these flow production people.
Kyle Fowler, no, see, he done got two. He
He
got
said
two.
15 or 16. I think he's got the year.
Did he get the year too? And but I don't care. Did he get the year right?
Look, he just said I should be racing. I just said the same thing, Kyle. I said he should be racing.
But still, he gives tickets.
Yeah,
to
he-
his family.
Yeah, bring your family out. I would say yes. Let's do it.
We'll give it to him.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give it to him.
Yep. It was
So
you know,
it was 2019. It was 16 wins, and Godovic won. Brandon Godovic won the second of the twin that night.
Very cool.
So
Well,
that's all I got. I ain't got any more tickets. I'm out.
that's
That's all Chuck
fun.
could give me,
That's,
and I had
that's,
to beat him out of there.
that's a big deal. And Casey says hers are going to family.
That's great.
Mind your
I don't care who
business.
did it. Who said that?
She said,
So mind your business, Raymond Haynes.
Wow. So they are going to do. I know for the halfway is win 48, right?
48, exactly.
So a lap 48, there's a halfway winner, and it's $448 to the person halfway, and that is donated by Sean's brother Danny Balluzzo and East Coast Mechanical.
Very cool.
So and there's a pole award. I think it's a $200 pole award, but we haven't. I don't think they've got anybody to do that yet. So if anybody wants to put up $200 for the pole award. Probably going to give it to Matt Carter, which is okay. He's pretty quick. So,
Well, it could
do
be
you
something.
think he'll take the challenge,
You could.
Matt Carter?
Matt Carter. I don't think Matt Carter's gonna take the challenge.
No.
I think he wants to win the race pretty bad. I think
that
so.
trophy's pretty impressive. I'm just saying. It's pretty cool. I
You know,
think that's why a lot
I
of
think
them
he'll
don't
take
take it.
Money talks.
Nobody's showing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Nobody is.
Some of them got it close though. I mean, it was pretty cool seeing Chase and Brad go to the rear. They were like, "Hey, y'all ain't gonna take it, we'll take it," you know, and that was pretty cool seeing. It's fun. I loved watching that. You know, it was of course stressful watching them go to the rear, but it's exciting. I mean, people are like, "We lived for that," you know. It was, you know, you get a twin race and it's like, okay, they walked it on the first one, and then you sit there and you're like, okay, they're gonna start eighth, and it's like, no, go to the rear, come down pit road, get some M&Ms, go back out there, you know. So it's fun for us.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be a gratifying thing for the whole Balluzzo family.
Yeah.
It's really cool that's done like that, and the whole, you know, this big race and everything. It just amazes me that, you know, how big it's gotten in 3 years.
We want to keep going. We want to keep making
I
it
mean,
better.
you hear, I've heard at other places people talking about they want to come down and run the modified race here for the Balluzzo race. They might not come here during the year at all, but they want to come here to be there for that race. And I think
I
that's
definitely want to make it better every year, attract more cars from different places. I think they're going to work on some rules for in the future to make it better, to bring more people here to race.
And I mean, luckily, maybe those drivers are like, hey, we like coming to run at Langley and come throughout the year and come towards the end of the year, get ready for the race. And it's just cool. I mean, it's a whole family affair. I mean, me, Christopher, David, Terry, Bryce, you know, we're throwing ideas out, trying to get people involved, and Brandy going above and beyond for this trunk or treat. And it's just really cool to see, you know, you got Hampton Heat where it's very official and very, you know, which we are up to that. I mean, for the modifieds, this is their Hampton Heat, but it's just cool to see how family oriented, you know, we get to go down on pit road and, you know, go and hand the trophies off. And so it's nice. I think Dad would be very happy with.
I think you'd be very proud of what's going on here. I think that, you know, with that, we all know he would want to be here racing.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not an option. But, you know, really, I mean, he's got to be happy with it. And Dave, I know you put a lot of effort into it to try to get it going. And I remember standing at the first Balluzzo race. I was standing at the gate up there with Terry, and we were standing there talking, and Terry said, she said, look down at all those modifieds. It's hard to believe they're here. And that's really a sign of him. So, yep, that's really good.
So we want to keep it going and you know, come up with different things for next year, the year after that. Just keep it rolling. Bring more cars in here. It's all about the cars and the fans.
Yep.
Justin Kern says, hey, you want to give away 4 more tickets, Dave and Alyssa?
I don't have any tickets.
I'm guessing he's got
He
some.
must have some.
Well, how do you get tickets? I had to beat Chuck to get them. Shoot.
Hey, this is Justin.
Oh, yeah, excuse me.
Floor director. Okay, sir.
Well, tell him if he can drive down here, sit in his seat, and give him away. Right, Shane?
That's right.
I think it's your turn now, pal. You got to go over all those rules.
Whatever y'all want me to say.
Okay.
I'll
All right,
come in. I don't want y'all to leave though.
Oh, I'm not.
Can you squeeze me in?
Yes,
Squeeze me
what
in,
we're
man.
going to do. What we're going to do is.
You will sit on my lap?
I can.
People might say something.
It definitely be on.
I'm going to
Facebook.
say something. I'm going to say something. But anyway.
Oh, he said, what year did he race every division in one night?
I don't know when that was.
I remember that night too. But yeah, I can't remember what year it was, but I remember that night.
I remember that night too.
You have to get somebody else smarter than me. I
Oh,
don't remember
think
that
it
one.
was 20,
No.
That's when he still had
2012.
his yellow suit.
No.
That
black
was-
suit. We all had orange shirts on.
Spencer
Or maybe it
had,
was the orange. Yeah.
Spencer had just started racing Legends.
No.
Because we raced Spencer's other car.
Mhm.
Amanda Fry was still racing trucks.
Mhm.
I
Shiplet,
don't know.
Hey, look, I think she should be the historian around here.
That's right.
I mean,
I agree.
like an elephant. I remember things.
but I mean, it's
But
There's a
19,
picture. There's a picture somewhere in this place of that. It's downstairs in
Kevin Cole said, I know. That was when Kevin was around.
Kevin Cole knows?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he probably would know.
but that
Well,
was,
he can't win the tickets. He's in freaking Pennsylvania somewhere, isn't he?
yeah,
Or Michigan.
I don't know.
Where do you
What
want
else?
to sit at that?
all right. What we'll do is, if you don't mind, Alyssa, we'll let Sean come in here. We'll get you back in just a minute.
Oh, well, I can go and get these kids
Oh,
out
well,
of here.
thank you for
before there.
coming. Thank
Of
you for
course,
coming.
thank
It's
you.
been a lot of fun to have
Yes,
you here and
It
be a
was
part
nice
of.
to be able to be a part of it.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
All right, Sean, come on around here and have a seat. We're gonna,
That's Shane.
Shane, I mean,
Shane, the other S.
Drink
I was reading the back of her shirt.
Drink some more Mountain Dew, you'll be all right.
Oh, sorry.
All right, here comes race director extraordinaire.
Well, I don't know about that, but,
that.
I'm honored to be a race director for this race. This is actually the first SHAWN race that I have actually worked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were.
I was here and watched, but when I left Langley to take care of my dad, that was the first year of the SHAWN race. So,
Oh, okay.
so I came out and bought a T-shirt and
Me
watched
too.
the race. But yeah, so first off, I'm honored to be here. I miss Sean, and then I'll get into the stuff because he was the guy that I could call and talk tech to and talk rules to, and I would get answer without blinders on, you know,
So, yeah,
because he cared about the modified division,
right.
you know. So that's one of the big things that I miss. My weekly phone call to Sean, you know, to talk to him about rules. So it's just I'm excited. This year is going to be kind of fun. I'll just kind of,
Yeah, just,
you know, the schedule's out there for everybody to see, but we're going to open up at 9 o'clock. Modified,
9 o'clock.
yeah, 9 o'clock. We're going to open at 9 because we have a start time at 5, you know, in lieu of 7.
yeah,
So we're going to open up at 9 o'clock. The tech shed will open up at 9:30. We got a couple different things coming in that we're going by the Langley rules and the Dominion rules this year. So that'll probably allow some of the Howe front clips
oh, okay.
to come in. And if so, those cars also, just like we're allowing the aluminum head engines, you know, to come in. But I called a bunch of different modified teams, you know, and asked them what they thought of the aluminum heads. And, you know, they were talking percentages. You know, everything's about the left side percentage, okay, on these cars, just like it was. We had a big race at Myrtle Beach Speedway, and, you know, we allowed any kind of modified, a torn modified, and we had different percentages for each one. So, you know, a percent on a modified is roughly about 27 pounds, you know. So we didn't want to come out and say, hey, you've got to bolt it on the right side. So as you see on the rules, those cars with aluminum heads, and then if other guys come in, we'll decide what, if we have a Howe clip show up, we'll decide them, but it'll be somewhere in the same range. But aluminum heads will be 56%, aluminum 58%. You know, so you don't have to put it all the way to the right side, but you got to start shifting some of it over.
So is this what the Dominion has the 2 modified series? in
Yes.
there? So it's accepting both modified series of
Right.
cars with them.
Yep. You know, and so I talked to a few other guys, and, you know, they go to these other races like in West Virginia and in Florida, and that's what they do. They even bolt. Bye-bye. They even bolt like on the front clip. The Howe chassis come with studs already there, because when they travel around, and that's what Dave was talking about, getting into more rules, trying to track more cars, like from Florida, from everywhere. You can bolt on, you know, 25 pounds on each side on the clip, and it's already got bolts there, you know, to add weight. So anyway, it'll keep growing as far as the rules go. The modified practice, they'll practice from 10:15 to 11:45, and then we'll have the other rotating practice from 11:45 to 12:45. That's the mini cups, the sprints, and the ground pounders. Then at 1 o'clock, all the modifieds will back out of their pits, just like we do at the Hampton Heat. Everybody backs out of their pits. Everybody stops work at the same time. Everybody starts going to the tech shed. We'll have a meeting at 2 o'clock while the inspection's going on. Okay. We'll have the drivers over while the inspection is going on, and while the drivers meeting is going on, they'll be lining the modifieds up on pit road. At 2:45 is qualifying. Then we'll take the transporters out. From 4 to 4:40 is trunk or treat. Let all the kids come in down pit road.
Sean's already got that one, so go ahead.
Yeah. So I am pretty. So anyway, we have trunk or treat, and we're gonna vote on the best 3 costumes of all the kids coming in, and then that'll be an award at opening ceremonies. And then racing starts at 5. We'll have the Virginia Sprint heats, the mini cup, the ground pounders, the sprints, and then all modifieds that go out to the front stretch, just like the Hampton Heat event. And then approximately 6:30 the race will start. So I'm excited about that. And then I put out there also, I like all the crew chiefs to know,
Yeah, I've been looking at.
kind of coming in just like I do for anywhere else I go to and call a race. So I'll just read them real quick. All teams will follow, just like we said, the Langley and Dominion rules. Aluminum heads will be 56% on the driver's side. It's a 100 lap race with one segment break at lap 48. I think previous years it's been at or around 48. We are going to have it at 48. I don't care what's going on. Even if people say, what if we have a caution at lap 47? Are you going green for 1 lap? No, I'll just count a lap on the track. I'm not going to tear race cars up. Do it. But we will have the break on out of respect to Sean at lap 48. It's a 4-tire event. All teams by 6 p.m. I believe I got it down. Yeah. So you'll qualify and start the event on the same 4 tires, but by 6 p.m. everybody has to check in 4 emergency tires. Okay. So 4 emergency tires and to use. If you have a flat on the rim, so at lap 48, just as this is the same rule for the Hampton Heat, okay? Whenever the caution comes out, we'll ride around on the racetrack enough to know if somebody has a flat, going to have a flat tire. When we come down pit road, you don't go to your pit stall. We'll double file you just like the Hampton Heat. If you have a flat, accidental flat, while you're in the pits on lap 48, you sit right there till the green flag drops. Then you can back to your pit stall. You can change the tire. By then, you're probably about 5 to 7 laps down. And also, you're not eligible for the free pass or the cone.
For the rest of the race.
For the rest of the race. So that takes all the tire, the ice picks out of the game. And, everybody knows somebody's going to want to change the tire. You can, one thing that I will talk about in the driver's meeting. So I had stated in here that you can move tires front to back, side to side. Okay. That's one of the things that some of the modified guys have talked about, and we'll vote on it in the driver's meeting. Some of them don't want to go side to side because they run different offset rims.
Right.
That's correct.
Okay. So, but that is something that I've had guys ask, say, hey, can I change them side to side? Because a lot of guys want to take the left front and put on the right rear. Because, in a modified, and left front isn't really doing a whole lot, so it's a good tire for the left rear. So I'm going to leave that up to the majority, just as we take certain votes at the Hampton Heat on some things that we're going to do at the break. But the break will be 15 minutes. When everybody comes in the pits, the lineup will be right. So when we go out, it's a double file restart. It's not a cone restart at that point. And then no tires will be allowed out on pit road. So if you happen to have a flat, you
gotta wait till after the break.
It's just a flat.
Yeah.
And you sit there. So that's really it. That's all the rules. I think it's going to be a great event. I'm open for calls and suggestions of things, but at this point in time, we're not going to change any rules right now. Now, it may be something that we as a modified community talk about in the driver's meeting and decide, but as far as rule wise, we're probably not going to change anything. But if we have a race procedure rule, that's typically what we'll talk about.
So nothing's going to be changed until we talk in the driver's meeting.
Right.
Everything is going to be as is. So.
Everything's as is. Yep. Yep. That way I have the community that's going to actually race the race.
Right.
Because if you put it out there I'll take suggestions now and I'll bring them suggestions if that driver is at the event, but it won't be no outside suggestions.
Okay.
So
pretty cool.
Anyway, and
all right, Adam, you sitting down there?
Seems straightforward to me.
Yeah,
He said nothing all night.
yeah,
I could listen
You're
to
supposed
Sean
to be-
stories all day.
You're supposed to be
Look.
a co-host.
yeah.
Scott?
I remember one time, I'll tell one Sean story, then, I'm gonna depart and go, but, I remember, God, it had to be about 1986 or 7 or something, I can't remember when it was, but Sean practiced fast all day, sat on the pole, and come in from the pole, and pulled all 4 springs out the car. He wasn't happy with the car,
Yeah, it's on the pole.
and was on the pole.
That's happened a lot.
Yeah, look, just laid the springs right out on the racetrack. And, Greg Deeth, I mean, that's a name from the past. So anyway, he was there teaching me, I was young, learning him, he was teaching me, and he said, what in the blank is he doing? He said, that boy is on the pole. And Sean still run good, but he was always trying to get better. And the difference in I'm not gonna say everybody, because people do help everybody, but the difference between a lot of the racing community now, since Sean's gone, Sean would help anybody.
Yep.
And give his setup. He would actually set their car up,
Yeah.
and if people, I don't talk about tech wise, what springs people run, what everybody's doing, just because, you're not supposed to do that.
Right.
But if people really knew what he was kicking their tail with, they just shake their head. It was 1980s.
Yeah.
Okay, it was none of this fancy bump stopping, none of the fancy pull down rig. It was just amazing,
Yep.
And there's some late model teams, not here, a couple here at Langley, but there's other late model teams that are doing the same thing. That asphalt hadn't changed, that corner
It hadn't
hadn't
changed.
changed.
30 years.
It hadn't changed nothing. And really, I was having a conversation with somebody earlier, Sean had traction control, but it was his right foot.
Yeah.
And he used to say his right foot in his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you would watch him on the racetrack of where he was letting off and where he was hitting the gas, his right foot was his traction control. It was
He
amazing to
was
watch
one of a
him.
kind.
It was amazing to watch him race.
One of a kind here, there's no doubt about that.
A lot of people don't see it. A lot of crew chiefs, a lot of older crew chiefs that have been here for years. Sean drove the racetrack like a diamond, not like a circle.
Yeah.
And it's just true. And, I'm probably telling guys something, but if y'all think about what I'm saying and you try that, I'm telling you, Sean just kicked their tail with 1980 setup. But anyway, I miss Sean. I miss our phone calls, but I am truly honored to be the race director for this race.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a huge race, and
Yep.
it's gonna be a fan favorite out here. And it's developed in the 3 years. It has really developed into one of the biggest
Yeah.
races Langley's got in this area, really.
And the whole family works hard. Terry, all the kids, everybody works hard. It's just something. I can only imagine, because I grew up with Dave, I can only imagine the loss he has felt. Because, I can tell you, I was with Tony Steele for a long time, and there was a falling out in that camp one year, and I was out there in the garage sitting on the door, scraping his name off the top of the car, and man, tears coming out my eyes. So I can only imagine actually losing somebody.
Yeah.
At least I still get to talk to T-Bob. So
Yeah, that's kind of a hard thing to have to
it is hard.
absorb.
Change is hard,
You know,
and racing is something that you just can't get rid of.
well, yeah, you're right.
So,
I talked to Kenny Schrader one time down at his shop. We were sitting there talking to him, and I told him, I said, man, that's your pen.
That's your pen. Oh, yeah.
I said, I tried to get out of this stuff, this racing stuff, and I can't do it.
no, you
And I wasn't that good at it, but I loved every minute of everything I ever did. I'm still loving what I'm doing. But he looked at me and he said, you don't get it out of your blood. He said, you forget that.
No.
The only
Yes,
time
sir.
you get out of your blood is when you die. He said, then you don't have to worry about it no more.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that what is he, 68, 69, 70 years old now, something like that.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah, and he's still racing.
200 times a year is
Yeah, he cut it back this year. He said they're only racing 100.
Oh, okay.
100 times. But
Well, look, thank you for having me.
man,
Appreciate it.
thank you for coming up here and being a part of it, and we really appreciate your time, and
Oh, look,
yeah,
it's an honor, man.
glad to have
Appreciate it.
Thank
glad to have you
Thank
here.
you, man.
You too, buddy.
Talk a little bit, all
He
right?
ain't said shit on that.
I think you scared Dave. I
He
think
didn't
you
say that word? Oh.
No, you can't say that word.
I found
He
this. I found
ain't
this.
said nothing.
I talked to Sean one time for 2 minutes, and that was when he won the championship. And I remember that interview every day.
Yeah.
This is a picture that I took that night. I don't usually take pictures after I do interviews, but I did that night.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
You know, I had to beg and plead
Uh-huh.
with Sean to get him to come here and do the show. He wouldn't do it. He kept saying, that's all right, I ain't gonna do it. I said, man, you talk to everybody and you talk all that stuff down there with everybody.
He was a talker now.
I said, why can't you come up and do the show? So one time, he finally decided to come up here and do the show. It was the year before he passed away. He came up here and did the show one night, and we couldn't stop him from talking. He loved to talk. He loved to talk about it. And then if we could get him off on somebody else, man, he was excited to talk about somebody else.
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool deal. So
Thank y'all.
thank you,
Yes, sir.
and we'll see you at Balluzzo night.
Make sure you wear your costume.
Yeah.
Race director.
All right, that's where I think everybody left you, didn't
Everybody left, I
They
know.
went to the bar somewhere.
Yeah.
they?
My
Anyway.
wife didn't leave me. I'm her ride. She's around here somewhere.
Oh, okay. So anyway, give us one of your most favorite Sean stories before we get off the air. I mean, you know, I know you got a lot of them. I know about the one where he got left on the.
Yeah, that was probably the funniest one. So it was probably 1990, 91, maybe 90. We were going to Southside because we were racing Friday night at Richmond, Southside, and down here in Langley on Saturday. And I think it'd been rained out a couple of times because we went like 3 or 4 times and had to turn around because it got rained out. And he was driving the truck. I was in the back seat. Another guy was with us, and the guy was behind us following his car. So you probably never heard this. So we pull in a rest stop on 64. So Sean drives over to where the truck's parking on the backside. Well, the guy driving the car, Pat, he drove around onto the front side where the cars are. I didn't have to go to the bathroom. The other guy did. Sean said, I'm going to the bathroom. I said, so he comes back and says, look, I'm going to Pat. I said, okay. So, I mean, I'm outside. I get in the truck. I put it in drive. And we're all the way at the end, you know. So as soon as I'm the last spot, he pulled in. We drove out. So Pat's on the other side, and, you know, he sees me driving out. Pat drives out too. Go all the way to Southside. And, you know, and back then, you didn't have a cell phone. I think I had a beeper, maybe. A beeper. So you know what that is? A beeper? So anyways, you know, he had a cell phone, but it was as big as that Papa John's pizza box right there, and it weighed twice as much. So he was calling the racetrack the whole time, and we were about at Laburnum Avenue, where you get off to go to Big Track. For some reason, Pat pulls next to me in the truck, in his car, and looks over, and I look over, and it's just him, and it's no Sean, and it's like, you know, oh crap, he's not here with me. So Pat turns around, goes all the way back to the rest stop, and picks Sean up, and he brings us to the track. And when I get to the window at the track, you know, the people I'm signing, they said, Sean's called here about 15 times. He's really pissed off. I said, well, you know, hey, he shouldn't have got out the damn truck. So, yeah, I mean, you know, that was, and, you know, after we raced, I think we finished like 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that. And I said, do you want me to drive home? He said, no, I'll drive.
Anyway,
So
he didn't want to get
that
left.
was probably the most craziest thing that probably ever happened.
Wow.
Probably the craziest thing that ever happened. So,
Well, it's a wonder. It's a wonder he was able to get a hold of somebody at that rest stop.
that's too loud. Can't hear that in here. It's back feeding my wife. But anyway, so yeah, that's probably the best one ever. But I mean, there's thousands of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I helped him since I started helping him. When were you born?
98.
98. I started helping Sean in 1989. So that's 30,
40 years.
No,
Almost-
not, no,
almost
no,
40.
somewhere around there, yeah. In fact, at my house, I have a pegboard, and I got my first NASCAR license. It was a NASCAR Charger license. It's pink. It was just like a little business card, basically.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yep, I remember those, yep.
Yep, 19. In fact, on the front of it is stamped minor, because I was a minor then. That's how long ago that was. So.
Wow. He was one of those guys that you enjoy being around at times. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I had a blast talking to him. I'd go down there and talk to him some and having him on the show. And, he and I would talk every now and then. He'd see me. I even went to Bowman Gray when he raced at Bowman Gray.
I went down there too. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
When he raced down there, I went to Bowman Gray to watch him race down there. And I thought that was really cool to see him out there with those.
It was hot that time. Wasn't
Oh, it was miserable hot.
That's right. I remember that. Blah.
It was miserably hot.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Sean was all right. He worked me to death though.
Well, it's good that the track and everybody is 100% putting this on for the memory of Sean Balluzzo.
Oh,
I think it's great. It's the greatest
Oh,
thing
yeah.
in the world. And we have the Hampton Heat, but for these guys, this is like she said earlier. This is the Hampton Heat for them.
Modified, yeah.
So it's a big deal. And Adam he's gonna have to be busy that day, going around talking to everybody.
Well, I hope we get to tell stories that night on the broadcast, Hope we get to have people like Dave on and
We could come down there and talk to you, it's no problem.
on the Flow broadcast. That'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you're right. You need to do that with Flo. I mean, I don't know how that's set up and how y'all do that stuff, but that would be a great thing to have, like Dave come up and especially Alyssa.
oh yeah.
I mean, I was amazed, and I've only talked to her a few times too, but I was only amazed that she should be a historian. She knows everybody and everything just by sitting here when I was talking to her.
Yeah.
I could tell she knew it.
Yeah,
And
not
she'd
just
be a
Sean.
good person.
Yeah.
She'd be a good person to have on.
Yeah.
Brian bring.
And the different drivers too, that race with Sean, like Matt and Brad Adams and all those guys.
We can get some interviews, yeah.
That would be
Favorite
nice
Sean
to-
memory or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything to make the race better. I'm
Favorite
all
race,
for.
race with Sean.
So talked to Matt one time right after Sean passed. We were talking, and he said, "Man, I spent all that money just to catch him, and then I still can't catch."
Yeah.
Yeah, when they had the memorial thing out here, Mark Wirtz was speaking, and he said that Sean beat him in the shop, beat him on the track, and beat him in the wallets.
Yep,
And he did.
he did do that.
So spent a ton of money. People spent a ton of money chasing that car. But like Shane said, it's a lot of old school stuff.
Yeah, and that's the way he liked to do it. So
That's
then,
right.
and he was successful.
Yes, he was.
So
Very successful.
very successful. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here. Please come out and see the Balluzzo Memorial Race,
28.
the 28th.
Langley-speedway.com.
Get you
Yes.
some tickets, come on out here and be a part of it, because it's a big deal, and we're really excited about having it out here. I want to thank Alyssa for being here, Shane Laws for coming up and talking rules. And
I thought it was Sean Laws.
well, I said Sean, but I was reading her shirt when she went out of here, and I saw Sean, and I said that. So that's my fault.
Hey, I love it.
I'm not as bad as Scott.
Oh, gosh.
Shout out to Scott if he's watching.
He ain't watching. Scott ain't watching. His wife ain't gonna let him watch. And he ain't brave enough to tell her I'm gonna go up and watch it
I
either.
think it went a lot smoother without Scott, to tell you the truth.
Well, we just need to get Adam to talk more.
I just stay out of the way, man. Let you guys do the
You
work.
didn't say nothing. It's all good.
But I appreciate you
Ooh,
coming
it's
here.
8 o'clock.
Appreciate you coming
No,
here
yeah.
and
Yeah,
doing it.
thanks, man.
Anytime.
So it's really great to.
Thank you for having me.
I'm gonna call you again and again. So whenever Scott just happens to never show up sometimes,
Why don't you find him a different cord?
Yeah.
I'm gonna find that before.
That cord is about stretched.
Yeah, it's about had it. Anyway, next week's show, I'm gonna have Tim Brown from Slinger.
Hey,
He's gonna be
I
on
know
here
Tim.
next week. Possibly Woody Howard. Tyler Borden is gonna be with us next week. So we're gonna have a decent show next week too. So anyway, all right, we'll see you all again
Thank you.
next week. Thank you for being here. Share and like our show. We appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon.